Put me out, mother. Get the fuck out of my gym. No. I beat your mother. Like, motherfucker. 41. You know what? 41-1. You can fight. Let me go. I'm gonna talk right here.
Huh? What do you tell Floyd Mayweather?
Oh, because he's watching your own.
Be a man, like, you know.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. finally broke his silence outside his Las Vegas gym, and what he said hit harder than any punch he ever taught his son. He admitted he's too ashamed to even look at him right now, saying this isn't the son he raised anymore, but someone he barely recognizes. The 72-year-old trainer's voice broke as he spoke to reporters before walking away. According to people close to the gym, Floyd Sr. had reportedly stayed away from the facility for 3 weeks straight, trying to avoid being asked about his son's Netflix controversy, but when he was caught outside after a private session, his frustration finally came out. A witness who was there described him as visibly shaken during the moment, saying he kept muttering that it was worse than any loss he'd ever taken before ending the conversation abruptly. What hasn't been widely covered is a private confrontation at the gym that reportedly took place 2 weeks before this public moment. Several fighters training there that day say Floyd Sr. showed up unexpectedly and insisted on a private meeting with anyone who could get him in touch with his son. Behind closed doors, sources claim Floyd Sr. tried calling him multiple times, only to be sent straight to voicemail, with witnesses overhearing him leave messages warning that everything they'd built together was falling apart and pleading for a callback before things got worse. Their relationship, already tested by years of public disagreements, now appears to be completely broken, with insiders from both sides confirming the two haven't spoken since the Netflix controversy began.
And if you want to learn how to do it right, you better come see the right people.
Okay.
And look at the right people. I'm not even saying that it's whoever. It's me.
Okay. The real motivation behind Floyd Jr.'s urgent need for money reportedly runs much deeper than the jewelry lawsuits and overdue rent that have already made headlines. According to legal paperwork boxing insiders claim to have seen, Mayweather allegedly owes the IRS close to $38 million in unpaid taxes dating back to 2015 through 2018, with penalties said to be piling on around $200,000 every month.
Big takeaway is the IRS, if you pay attention, they're saying he owes taxes from the years 2018 to 2023, right? That's right after he retired and presumably stopped working with Al Heyman and Showtime.
Beyond the tax troubles, Mayweather's exhibition fight business appears to be falling apart. The Mike Tyson matchup was reportedly pushed back with no new date set, said to be the result of a dispute over how the purse would be split, essentially promoters refusing to meet Mayweather's price. Meanwhile, the planned exhibition in Greece against Zambitis, originally set for June, is said to be struggling to attract any sponsors following the Netflix breach going public, with broadcasters in Europe reportedly backing out of early talks altogether. According to comments attributed to boxing financial analyst David Mayo speaking with ESPN, the situation looks grim, with claims that Floyd's value as an exhibition fighter dropped by 70% almost overnight once the Netflix incident raised doubts about his reliability, and that no one wants to risk millions on a fighter who might collect payment and disappear.
But who actually wants to watch this guy fight? Like, people that love him. If he comes out and if he loses and looks terrible and gets destroyed, well, look, if you love him or hate him, you can say, well, he's nearly 50 years old. This doesn't prove anything. Like, he's not in his prime anymore.
The loan Floyd reportedly took out against his Pacquiao earnings didn't come from a regular bank or a typical lender. Instead, it's said to have come from a private equity firm that specializes in high-risk financing within the sports world.
Unfortunately, Floyd was not the right partner and the right fit to do things with. And he just came back into my world. And now he's doing something that's completely, he's messing with big corporations and things, and he doesn't even realize the level of doors he can open with this opportunity.
Sources said to be familiar with these kinds of deals describe the terms as extremely harsh, reportedly involving interest rates between 15 and 20% per month, along with clauses that allow full seizure of collateral if the fight the loan is tied to ends up falling through for any reason.
First one, October 24th. The second one, November the 6th. The third one, December 14th. He received money for all three agreements when he signed it. Not only that, but he has taken out an advance on his purse to fight Pacquiao.
If Mayweather backs out of the Pacquiao fight, the fallout reportedly goes beyond just losing that payday. According to claims circulating, the lender would have the legal right to seize his Las Vegas home, the luxury cars registered under his name, and whatever liquid assets he has left as a way to recover the debt. It suggested that Floyd believed he was outsmarting the system by borrowing against money he hadn't actually earned yet, but now he's said to be stuck between two bad outcomes. One unnamed financial source described it as a no-win situation. Go through with the Pacquiao fight and risk walking away with nothing, or skip it and lose everything to the lender instead.
But you're not paying off properties that are getting foreclosed on. You owe millions upon millions of dollars to the IRS. You're buying assets that don't appreciate. You're having to sell back things and close businesses. You are not paying rent on spots in New York, on private jets, that one of which he had to already sell.
The response from within the boxing world shows just how many relationships Mayweather has reportedly damaged across the sport. Robert Garcia didn't stop at just criticizing the breach. He's said to have revealed that he turned down an offer worth $150,000 to train Mayweather ahead of the Pacquiao rematch, explaining that he no longer trusts him to follow through on financial commitments.
It's Mayweather playing games and letting fooling the fans, the people interested in this fight, and everybody, just playing games to make it even a bigger fight, to make it a little more interesting, to make Pacquiao mad and frustrated, and because it's a fight that
what Adrian Broner has reportedly said carries added significance, since he's said to have backed out of an exhibition with Mayweather that was planned for later this year, reportedly telling his team he wasn't interested in ending up in the same situation as the Netflix and Pacquiao dealings.
I can be around Floyd, don't get me wrong, I love being around him. He's cool to me, cool dude, whatever, but I can't be around him that long because he gonna do something that ticks me off. He gonna do something that tick me off, and I ain't the type that hold it in like his people that he pay and that work.
Oscar De La Hoya reportedly didn't hold back during a meeting with Golden Boy Promotions staff, said to have told them that Floyd Mayweather Sr. was the one who taught him everything about the shoulder roll technique, and that watching his son ruin that legacy.
All the news on Mayweather, Pacquiao, potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this, Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost.
Freddie Roach has reportedly already begun getting Pacquiao ready for the possibility of a different opponent, with names like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. said to be under consideration as replacements should Mayweather end up backing out for good.
Daryl, Mayweather's going down. You're going to lose all your money.
What many fans may not know is that Roach has reportedly been training Pacquiao with the possibility in mind that Floyd might not show up, telling Filipino media that they're preparing for Floyd, but also preparing for the chance that Floyd is holding back out of fear. Meanwhile, a Joe Rogan podcast episode covering Mayweather's finances is said to have reached 8.3 million views within 48 hours, with Rogan reportedly laying out the numbers, claiming Floyd owes $38 million to the IRS, millions more to jewelers, $1.5 million to Logan Paul, a significant amount in unpaid rent, and potentially anywhere from $100 to $300 million tied to the Netflix and Pacquiao situations, describing him as being completely overwhelmed financially.
And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever, like there's all these lawsuits, like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that, and it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith reportedly said on First Take that he personally contacted Mayweather's camp for a response and was told that Floyd doesn't view this as a breach at all, since he supposedly never intended for the Pacquiao matchup to count as an official professional fight, no matter what was written in the contract.
I called just right away. What happened? What happened? Like what? That's not what we signed. Like we signed a real fight. So and he got his advance. Why he's announcing like this propaganda exhibition, that blah blah blah, everything like that.
If that account is accurate, some observers argue it could shift the situation from a simple contract disagreement into something more serious, potentially involving signing agreements with terms someone never intended to follow while still accepting payment based on those terms. Some legal commentators following the story suggest that Mayweather's public comments could end up being significant evidence if the matter were ever to escalate into a formal legal dispute.
There's a disagreement in terms of whether this is a real fight or an exhibition, but really that's really falling on the side of Mayweather, since apparently he already signed the contracts, the deal was already done, he took some advances apparently on the actual agreed upon terms of the contract.
And a person identifying themselves as former federal prosecutor Angela Chen told Boxing Scene that the moment Floyd stated on camera this wasn't actually a fight but merely an exhibition, while having signed contracts stating the opposite and having already accepted advance payments. He essentially handed prosecutors everything they'd need to pursue a fraud case.
If he decides to walk away from it, there's going to be repercussions. There's going to be, I think the way he phrased it was, there's going to be problems. And clearly he's talking about legal maneuvers that would take place against Floyd. And he's calling his bluff. He's like, look, you can either engage in this fight that you have signed for, or I'll see you in court.
The actual financial fallout could go beyond just the Pacquiao contract's estimated 8 to 9 figure penalty range, which some claim is where most of the attention has mistakenly stayed focused. According to these same unverified claims, Netflix could potentially seek its own separate damages tied to reputational harm, with speculative estimates ranging anywhere from $50 million to $200 million based on subscriber dissatisfaction and promotional costs already spent. Similarly, there's speculation that the Sphere venue could pursue its own claims over lost promotional value and ticket sales, potentially adding another $20 to $40 million to the total. If all of these separate, unverified claims were combined, some reports speculate the overall financial exposure could theoretically exceed $400 million.
Floyd has got to be the dumbest person in a position that he is in, and one of the dumbest rich people alive. He has to be. Because how do you think you're going to strong-arm Netflix into doing what you want to do with this whole, no, it's going to be an exhibition, no, we don't know where the fight's going to be, after it's already announced where the fight's going to be, the date is going to be.
Mike Zambitas' team in Greece has already threatened to take legal action over scheduling conflicts between fight dates, allegedly citing a contract clause that could impose a $5 million penalty if Mayweather backs out. There are also unverified claims that the private equity firm behind his purse loan sent formal notice stating that any cancellation of the Pacquiao fight would trigger immediate seizure of his assets, with speculation suggesting he could lose his home as early as this summer. Some sources speculate that Netflix's quiet response isn't a sign of patience, but rather preparation for a legal case they believe would leave Mayweather with little room to defend himself.
Netflix, a multi-billion-dollar company, officially announced that this would be a real fight at the Sphere. So, earlier this morning, I spoke to Chaz Mather, who is the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and he said it is absolutely a real fight. There's a signed contract. Mayweather signed it. It's in there. That it's a real fight that'll count on their record.